everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I am waiting on you. This is Pearls and Pauls International. And my topic today is do nothing. I know, you'll be like, what type of advice is that? Yes, do nothing. Whenever you find yourself in a bind, do nothing. That's what we are discussing today. What's going on with this lighting? What's going on with this lighting? Go ahead and click share. Invite someone. I don't know what's going on with this lighting for real. It was just working a few minutes ago. Anywho. Yes. This is Pearls and Pauls International. This is an organization for men and women who seek emotional healing. And we have about over 75 branches. And I'm just so grateful to God because we started in 2011. And we have grown. We are in Nigeria. We are in Ireland. We are in the UK. We are in America. We are everywhere, and pretty much it's a support group for men and women who seek emotional healing. We have outreaches, we have support groups. We have support groups physically, and we also have e-support groups as well. So if you're dealing with anything that is emotional, anything that is just driving you absolutely crazy and off the wall, you may want to join us at Pearls and Pauls International. And there is nothing that we do not talk about or nothing that we do not deal with, okay? So please just go ahead and click share and tell me where you're coming from. I am about to start tagging people. I know that people were here for my last segment. That was just a few minutes ago. So I'm just going to go ahead and tag people while I'm waiting. And that glare on my glasses is just too much. It's too much. So today my topic is do nothing. Do nothing. Okay. That's what my topic is. Do nothing. Do absolutely nothing. Nothing. Just do nothing. So I'm inviting people on here. Please go ahead and invite people as well. Our last topic yesterday was stay in your lane. Remember that I discussed that? Stay in your lane. And then this morning I talked about mental demons. And how many of you enjoyed that? If you watched that, mental demons about just taking captivity of your insecurities and of the lies that people have told you, the lies that you have told yourself. And, and the best way to combat that, the best way to fight a mental demon is to fight it immediately. When those voices come into your head for you to kill yourself, when those voices come into your head, tell you how ugly you are and how stupid you are and how backward you are and how much you have delayed and how you've wasted your time and how this and how that and how you're not a good mother, how you're not a good parent, how you're not a good spouse, how you're never going to make it, how you're never going to... When all of those voices come, like, you have to combat immediately, okay? Because nobody stays in a situation where they're being beaten every single day and they just stand still. There is no such thing. So when you start dealing with emotional demons and you know that you are dealing with something that's bigger than you, you got to fight it immediately. You fight it with the word of God, and you also fight it with truth. Okay, which is why it's very, very important for you to know who you are, because the only way for you to fight is to fight with the truth, and the only truth that you know is who you are, right? Not a lie. So, anyway, we are not talking about that anymore. We are talking pretty much about do nothing. So, I am somebody who I always try to fix stuff. I'm a fixer. I'm one of those people who is always trying to fix something. When I see something broken, I'm trying to fix it. Even if it's supposed to be that way, I subconsciously try to fix it. I'm one of those people who walk into a store. I will go into a store. Literally, I would walk into a store and I would see clothes on the floor. I would see things scattered and I would try to fix it. And this is somebody's store. I am not being paid for this, but that's my personality. So people who are that kind of personality, there is a situation, a very, very bad situation that happens, is that when we find ourselves in a place where we can't do anything, we feel overwhelmed and we don't know the time not to do anything. We don't realize that maybe in this situation, maybe all you need to do is just pray and do nothing. Maybe you just need to stop stressing yourself out. So my mentor, Sam Oye, told me one day, he said, woman of God, if you don't know what to do, you do nothing. And I didn't understand that. And of course, as I'm finding myself in so many different aspects of life, I'm finding myself in so many different types of scenarios, I'm beginning to learn that sometimes you really just do nothing. You don't have to confront that person. You don't have to. And now, the root of people who really just want to do something, you just want to fix something. What happened for me was I had to ask myself, why do I want to fix that thing? Do I want to show that I'm more intelligent? Do I want to show that I know the situation more? Or do I want to have power or control over somebody? Or do I just want to hear the sound of my voice? You have to ask yourself why you feel the need to fix something. Do you really want to fix this because it's broken, or because you are antsy and you are used to doing stuff? Are you really taking that job because you really want that job? Or are you just used to having a job and exhausting yourself? Are you just used to being the one who placates and says, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, and you just do that because you just want to fix it, not because you really mean the sorry? And sometimes, do you really have to say sorry at that time? Because look, when you try to fix stuff prematurely, you end up breaking them in the first place. Like, you break them even more. Sometimes some things just need to flat out just die. Like, some things just need to be broken completely. Just be left alone. You don't need to wake up demons. I remember when somebody had really offended me, and this was some time back. Somebody had really offended me. And I told a mutual friend, and I said, look, like, I am going to confront that situation. I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm just going to let her know. And I'm just going to tell her. And this friend asked me, oh, well, has anybody else mentioned this to you? Has anybody else said, like, mentioned the situation to you? Has anybody else brought it up to you? And I said, no. And she said, well, there is no point digging up stuff. Sometimes just leave it alone. You don't have to dig it up. You don't have to dig. Because guess what? Not everybody is ready for the truth. Not everybody is ready for your enlightenment. Like, you know how when you sit down in a corner and you just know that you're going to tell somebody. You know, because you have been enlightened. Not everybody is as enlightened as you are. Okay? Like, not everybody has gone through the types of situations that you have gone through that have illuminated your type of wisdom. Not everybody gets it. My topic today is do nothing. Sometimes the best way to fix something really is to do nothing. Okay? Like, you know how, like, for married couples, you know how when you and your spouse are fighting and you feel the need that you have to fix it? I was invited to a marriage show. And they were very shocked when I said that one of the recipes to a successful marriage is to let the sun go down on your anger. Yes, I said it. Do let the sun go down on your anger. Because guess what? There are some situations that are so big, you can't fix them overnight. Like, you can't fix them on that night. So do you know what? I am going to go to bed. We are not going to be fighting about this the whole night. You're not going to make me go to work late. I will not go to work late because of you. I will not have a bad night because of you yelling and screaming and having heart palpitations. I will not do that. Sometimes you just have to do nothing. You do nothing. Somebody talks to you like you are a dog. You just, you do nothing. You realize that it has absolutely nothing to do with you. When people are tripping, it has nothing to do with you. They have issues in their own lives. Okay? They have issues in their own lives. You are the least on their list. You are the least on their list. So why are you making yourself bigger than you are on somebody else's list? They're not even thinking about you. You gotta let it go. Okay? Do nothing. A few minutes ago, I just shared with us about mental demons. Okay? You have to know why you're doing the stuff that you are doing. Why do you feel the need to fix this thing? Okay? Is that gonna make you feel relevant? Are you going to feel like you're in control because you fixed this? And who told you that it was broken? Is that your perspective? Who told you that? Okay, so you got to question that, okay? So, number one, the best way to fix something is to leave it alone. Now, obviously, this is not in every situation, but there are some situations that you cannot fix at that time. So you leave it alone. There are some situations where if you confront that situation, it will actually get worse. So you do have to depend on the Holy Spirit, and you do have to ask God, Lord, is this when I'm supposed to be speaking? Of recent, I just don't even talk anymore. You know, I don't just throw myself into conversations anymore, because that's a busybody. And I realized that that was a busybody. And I had to ask myself, why are you busybodying everywhere? What is wrong with you, OMENESA? Why? Why must you know about that? Why? And I found out that because of my insecurities, because of the things that I have been dealing with, in the journey of my life, I feel like I need to know everything. I feel like I need to be in control, because there was a time in my life that power was taken away from me. So there's some people, maybe some of you were raped, some of you were beaten, some of you were verbally abused, some of you found yourselves in situations where power was taken away from you. And now that you are a full-grown adult, you find yourself trying to overpower every situation in your life. You're overpowering your marriage, you're overpowering that job, you're overpowering that relationship, you're overpowering that situation. You're always trying to fix stuff. And let me tell you something about that mentality. Whenever you have that type of mentality, stuff would start breaking, because since you're there to fix it, then things will start breaking. It's called the law of attraction. Since you like to fix stuff, how about I bring things to you that are already broken? Ha! Now, if some of you were in my mentoring class, and if you took the gold class in my Emotional Healing University, if you took that class, you would remember that there was something that I said once. I said that there's some of you who get into relationships, or you make decisions to be a savior, forgetting that Jesus Christ, in order for him to save, he had to be crucified. Some of you are crucifying yourselves. You're trying to save a situation, but in the course of saving that situation, you end up being crucified. So like Nigerians say, who sent you? Who asked you? Who sent you? Who gave you a message? You gave yourself that message. You put yourself on that mission. You are the one who decided to go and confront so-and-so. Did God tell you to do that? Leave it alone. My topic today is do nothing. You gotta learn to do nothing. Like, you really gotta learn to not say everything that's on your mind. You have to learn to not fix every situation that comes your way. Okay? Sometimes the best way to fix it is to leave it. Leave it alone. Give it some days. Okay? I don't know about you, but even in my marriage, you know, I've noticed that every time that I try to fix it, try to speak my mind at that time, it just gets worse. Okay? It just gets worse. Leave it alone. Go to your bedroom and still love on your spouse. Still make love to your spouse, even though the situation is still there. Because it is a situation. It is not the whole picture. It's just a situation. But some of you make a full picture out of one take. Just one snapshot. That's the full picture. No. And I can see why. Okay, because I used to be that way. I used to be the kind of person that nothing is normal till this is fixed. One of the signs of maturity is that you can be totally uncomfortable. You could be totally angry and still do your job. You could be totally uncomfortable and still comport yourself. That's a sign of maturity. And that's something, and that's a gift that I'm so grateful to God that he has given me in these past few months, is where I can feel all of the intensity. I can feel all of the emotion. I can feel all of that anxiety. I can feel all of that situation. I can feel it and still function. There was a time in my life that I couldn't. My life was controlled by everything that was happening. My life was controlled by everything that was being said. It's a horrible way to live. Nah. It's a terrible way to live. Gotta learn how to let it go, okay? And just leave it alone. So that's number one. You leave it alone. Do nothing. Number two, stand still. Observation is key. When you start a new job, you don't just throw yourself into just doing stuff. No, you observe how people do stuff. You observe. There are some nursing homes and some hospitals that I've worked at, and I would see these, like, I would see like staff, like they would sleep for only 30 minutes on their break. But then I've also worked in places where they sleep for 2 hours, and I've worked in places where they sleep for only 45 or for 1 hour. You have to observe. When you don't observe, you get yourself in trouble. Type that. When you do not observe, you get yourself in trouble. You get yourself in trouble. You're in trouble. Let me say hi to those who are here. Hello, Auntie Damaris. Thank you so much for being here. Esther, thank you so much for being here, my sister. Abidoye, Tijani, thank you so much for watching. Doi, thank you so much for being here. God bless you. Next time I'm in Atlanta, I will stop by. Hi, Giovanni. I love you, man. Thank you so much. Williams, God bless you, my brother. Thank you for being here. Williams said, who sent you? Yes, no. Who sent you? The best way to fix it is to leave it. Yes. Be still. And blessing, my sweetheart. How is your NYSC going? God bless you, my darling. You are so beautiful, ma. Thank you. It takes one to know one. Bukola, thank you so much for being here. So, the topic once again is do nothing. Do nothing. Just do nothing. For those of you who are just joining us, this is my segment on Pearls and Pauls International. We are an organization for men and women who seek emotional healing. We are in over 75 branches, and I am just so grateful to God. If you want to know more about us, just type Pearls and Pauls International on Facebook, and you would see our itinerary, both locally and online. You are more than welcome to join us at Pearls Rock College, which is where I pretty much train those who want to be members of the organization. But you don't really have to be a member to attend. You could always attend, but in order to get benefits, yes, you do have to be a member. So every other week I am on schedule to teach in Pearls and Pauls International, and then we also have other speakers as well. So this is my time and this is my day, and I chose this topic, do nothing. If you are interested in taking my legacy class, which is pretty much a class where I encourage you to forgive yourself, and then we write down a plan on how you can move forward and how you can make your goals and make your plans and how you can actually actualize them, please join this class. It's going to be on Friday. You can register on WhatsApp +1 917-349 7226. That number again is +1 917-349 7226, and that is on WhatsApp for you to register for that legacy class. If you also want to be part of my mentoring program, you could also use that number as well, and you could be part of that mentoring program. If you want to be a student in Emotional Healing University, you just go ahead and type Emotional Healing University on Facebook, and you will see all of our information, and you can take our classes as well. Okay, so that's just a little bit of an announcement. Okay, so let's go on. Number 1, leave it alone. And remember that I was talking to you and I used a marriage as an example. You know, when you and your spouse are fighting, you know, like, you're going to realize that if you're trying so hard to fix it at that time, depending on how heavy the situation is, you may find out that you're hitting a roadblock, like you're hitting a wall, right? Because at that time, like, there is so much intensity, there is so much fire, there are so many emotions going, you know, and you would realize, seems like we're not going to be able to fix this tonight. Yeah. And then you go to bed. You don't have to fix it tonight. Okay? And don't allow, number 2. Number 1 is leave it alone. Number 2 is don't allow the situation to dictate your day, to dictate your next move. Okay? You got to keep moving. That's a sign of maturity, is that you could still have issues going on with you. You could literally be feeling it like fire on your skin, but you are still functioning. That's maturity. That's not denial, because you know that at that time there is nothing you can do, right? So you go ahead and do what you have to do. So do not ignore the things that you have to do, and do not allow the things that you don't have to do to steal from the things that you have to do. Do not allow the things that you do not have to do to take away from the things that you do have to do. Okay? Do nothing. Number 2, stand still. Stand still. Observe. Be observant. Observe that man that you're with. Observe that woman that you're with. Observe your job. Observe that conversation. Be quiet. Like, you know what they say about quiet people? Like, they know everything. Be quiet. When you observe, you don't get yourself into trouble. It's faster to get out of trouble. Observe. When that storm is coming, observe where it's coming from. Observe. When you observe, you know how to fight battles better. Because one, you know where they're coming from. Two, you know the weapons that battle has or does not have. You don't just jump into situations, just jump into stuff. No, you do nothing. That's the topic today. You do nothing. You stand still. You observe. You observe those that are with you and those who are not with you. You observe those who love you and those who don't. You observe if the season is over or if the season is hanging or whatever. You observe. Stand still. Benjamin, God bless you so much, sweetie. God bless you so much for all the flyers that you design, for the hard work that you put into this ministry. God bless you, son. Number 3, occupy yourself. You see, those of you who are so used to doing stuff, you're used to fixing stuff, you're used to patching up stuff. You're going to be very bored when you're not in people's business, right? Yeah, you're going to be very bored when you're not being a busybody. You're going to be very bored when you're not gossiping. You're going to be very bored when you're not trying to fix stuff that are not even broken. You're going to be very bored. So why don't you just focus on why you are here? Focus on your purpose. Why don't you write a book? Why don't you sing a song? Why don't you learn how to be a better mother, how to be a better parent, how to be a better spouse? How about we study on the internet? How about we take some online classes? How about we work on ourselves? Yes. Occupy yourself with your purpose. Occupy yourself with your purpose. Occupy yourself with your calling. Okay? Occupy yourself with the mission that you are supposed to do at the time. Now, those of you know, I work in a hospital and I also work in a nursing home, okay? And there are sometimes that you will completely be like blindsided by a patient cussing you out, telling you that you are a witch and you are a bitch. Go back to your country, go back to this and go back to that. You know, and you would hear all kinds of stuff. Maybe you would have a nurse or maybe even a colleague who would try to put you in trouble or you know, who would talk down at you or who would treat you like crap, you know? And guess what? I walk away. There was a time that I had asked a colleague, and this was a long time ago, like when I first started working in the field, and I had asked a colleague to help me with a patient. And the colleague said, oh, well, I do that patient by myself. Like whenever I do that patient, I do that patient alone. Okay, so now that was a season where I was not mature. So I said, excuse me, you know, and we went back and forth. And I'm like, look, I didn't ask if you know how to take care of the patient alone or not. I need help. And it is written there that 2 people are supposed to help this patient. So you don't have the right to tell me that you've done it before and you've done it alone. Now, that was who I was at the time. See, I'm not even that person anymore. I'm the person now that if I actually need help, I'm going to try to do it by myself first. And I've noticed that ever since I became this person of where I don't feel the need to fix stuff anymore. I don't feel the need to punch somebody. I don't feel the need to confront any situation. I have found a strength in me. There is a strength in me that can actually take care of that patient alone. There is a strength in me that is comfortable with not being right. I'm comfortable with not confronting certain people anymore. I'm very comfortable with it because the more I have began to know myself, the more familiar I have become with OMENESA, the more I focus on OMENESA, and I don't care about what you think. That comes from stillness. I'm in a very good place in my life. Because that comes from stillness. I don't feel the need to fix stuff anymore. I don't feel the need to call this person and fix that situation. No, if you don't think that it needs to be fixed, that's on you. I don't feel the need to let the manager know. Let me let you know a thing or two. I I don't have that need. I am too occupied and I am too busy doing what I was created to do. I am too busy doing what I was created to do. Now, of course, in big situations like a marriage, of course, you don't, like you do got to fix that. You may not fix it on that day, but you do have to fix that, right? But there are some situations where you just don't even confront it, anything at all. You stand still and you observe. When you observe, you hear stuff that are not even being said. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Ask yourself why you feel the need to fix something. It could come from an insecurity. You have an insecurity. Okay? You have an insecurity. The only way for you to feel powerful is for you to be fixing. I know, but that hit like some of you really hard. There's some people who have to fix something in order to feel relevant. You are already relevant, okay? You're already important and you are already powerful. You do not have to flex your muscles. You don't have to beat up somebody. You don't have to punch somebody. You don't have to confront somebody. You don't have to overtake the conversation. You don't have to overpower any situation. You don't have to make yourself known. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to confront that situation. Just do nothing. Do you know what you need to do? Confront yourself. Yeah. If you've ever feel the need to fix something, fix yourself. You feel the need to confront somebody, confront yourself. Ask yourself why you feel the need to confront that situation. Why do I feel the need to fix this? Why? And be honest with yourself and be ready for the voices and be ready for the answer that you may get, because you may not like it. You may find out that you're selfish. You may find out that you're greedy. You may find out that you're prideful. You may find out that you're insecure. You may find out that you are full of complexities. You may find out stuff that you don't even want to find out. The secret is to be still. To be still. This is something that has recently worked for me. I just smile at situations. Okay. Oh, so that's how it is? Okay. And I've noticed that when I'm quieter, God actually shows me the root of that situation and I can handle it better because I'm no longer in my flesh. Impulsivity comes with flesh. You just gotta take care of it now. You just gotta let them know. I just gotta let it know. I just gotta make them know. That's flesh. But when you have the ability to calm down, observe a situation, pray, Lord, what do you want me to do with this information? What do you want me to do with this information? When you can comport yourself in the midst of madness, congratulations. You have made it. Okay, you are now an adult. You know how we see people and we say, he doesn't even act his age. Yeah, that's because he's only old chronologically. But he's not old here. He's not old here. Okay, so you have to restrain yourself from having to fix stuff. I'm happy to be live with you today. Oh, Mary, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mary. I have missed you, girl. It's been so many years. You don't have to fix everything. If you are at work and you have a bully at work, you don't have to become a bully. Sometimes the best way to fight a situation is to stand still. That scares people. When people are quiet, that scares everybody. That is very scary. And please do not be quiet as a form of manipulation. Because we do have like those type of people. That's called the silent treatment. And that is a topic for another day. And that's a deep one too. I'm asking you to be still and to restrain yourself so you can learn more. So you can observe your environment. This is not the right time to speak. This is not the right time to reply that message. How about you never reply that message at all? You don't have to fix everything. Some of you, the reason why you feel that you need to fix something is because power was taken away from you when you were younger, and now you are an adult trying to overpower everything so that it could fix the gap that is in your life. That's why I said, whenever you feel the need to confront a situation, whenever you feel the need to be impulsive, you may need to ask yourself, why am I doing this at this time? Whenever you want to confront somebody, confront yourself. Is this the right time to talk? How about I say nothing? Once again, my topic is do nothing. And I'm rounding up. Number 1, leave it alone. Some things do not need to be picked up. Some things really need to be left alone. Some relationships need to be left alone. Some arguments do not need to be fought and fixed at that time. Sometimes just the space alone would give a cure, would teach you some stuff, you know? Number 2, stand still. Be observant. Be quiet. Keep your mouth shut. Just calm down. Back up. Be still. Be still within your soul, and also be still. I like that verse that says, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Hi, Auntie. Auntie Rahia, thank you so much. Michelle says, thank you for addressing the fact that being still is different from manipulation. Yes, a topic for another day. Yes, Dee, thank you. Okay, yes, being still is different from manipulation, okay? They are two different things. We have people who are narcissists, and they try to control you by being quiet so they could make you rile up, to bring out that demon in you, to bring out that monster in you. Now, that's a different topic, right? That's a different type of emotion. That's a different approach. In this aspect, I'm telling you to be still for yourself, not for the other person. People who are still for other people are manipulators. People who are still for themselves are trying to learn something. Try to learn something. Okay, now for me, you know, I was raised as an only child, and I was mostly raised by my dad because my mother was back and forth. And so I have the tendency to be very, very choleric, to be very type A. And I always, I'm always just trying to fix stuff. I would literally go to Macy's and I would see stuff on the floor and I'll pick it up. I will pick it up, not just pick it up, but I'll pick it up and fold it. Or I'll pick it up and hang it. Is there anything wrong with that? No. But I realize that that's not coming from because I am OCD and because I'm so clean. No. That's coming from my need to control, from my need to fix. And so I started to train myself not to pick it up anymore. Just leave it there. Somebody is being paid for that. So, sometimes the way that you can fix something is to go the extreme. You know, another topic. Okay, so stand still. Number 3, occupy yourself with your purpose. Distract yourself with yourself. Stop distracting yourself with that man or with that woman or with that job or with that. No, distract yourself with yourself. Oh, how do I do that? Well, I guess you got to know yourself to distract yourself with yourself. A lot of you cannot distract yourselves with yourself because you don't even know yourself. Who are you? Are you that pastor's daughter? Are you that pastor's wife? Oh, my mother did that pastor's wife thing. She nailed it to the cross. Hello, Kenya, Monique. Woo! Have you seen some first ladies? I mean, they just know how to play that role. Like, they walk into the church with that feather on their hat, and they know when to clap, and they know when to sit down. Like, they are programmed. That happens to a lot of married people, a lot of people in church, and just a lot of religion and all of that. I did not say that anything is wrong with that, but the truth is that a lot of us are playing so many roles that we don't even know who we are. You know yourself as Mrs. So-and-so, but do you know who you are? Some of you don't even know your first name anymore because everybody calls you Mrs. So-and-so. Your children don't even know your name. And if your children don't know your name, then you don't know your name. It's been a long time that you've heard your name. Because people call you Mrs. So-and-so, you know, or Dr. So-and-so. So your whole personality and everything about you is tied to your accolade, is tied to your title, that you have forgotten who you are. There are some people in my mentoring class. I remember doing a mirror work with them. Mirror work is when I have all my students look at themselves in the mirror and look into their eyes. And when you do that long enough, you will see your soul. You would see those childhood dreams. You would see those childhood wounds. You would be in touch with you, with you. And sometimes if that doesn't work with some of my students, then I have them look at their baby pictures. Look at your picture when you were 5 years old and when you were 10. And when people asked you, so what are you going to be when you grow up? Oh, I'm going to be an astronaut, or I'm going to be a fashion designer. And now you are cleaning toilets. This is what you're doing now. You are cleaning toilets. Now, please, like I said yesterday, okay, people who clean toilets and people who are gate men, right? There is nothing wrong with that. However, every job is transitional. Okay? You are not supposed to be opening a gate for the rest of your life. Just like you are not supposed to be a cashier at McDonald's for the rest of your life. You were supposed to be promoted, right? You were supposed to start from the bottom and then you move up to become a manager. But when you are opening that gate for 30 years, that's a different story. Because that's not how it's supposed to be. A lot of jobs are transitional. A lot of jobs are progressional. A lot. So when you are still in the same place, it tells me that you don't know yourself. You don't know who you are. Because at some point you forgot and you started popping out babies. You started having kids and now you are a mother, and that's all you are. You are not called to just be a mother. You could still be that pilot. You could still be that lawyer. You could still go back to school and be an RN. Oh, I'm 50 years old. You can go back. Type it. Go back. Go back to who you used to be. Go back to that 5-year-old that had dreams and you believed that you could accomplish anything. The reason why you're trying so hard to fix so many people's lives is because yours is broken. The reason why you are such a busybody is because yours is broken. You are not busy with yourself. And you can't even do anything with yourself because you don't know yourself. You've been being a pastor's wife. You're a doctor. You're a farmer. You're somebody's dad. But that's not all there is to you. Distract yourself with yourself. But you gotta know yourself to do that. You gotta know yourself to do that. Go back. You gotta know yourself to do that. And lastly, why do I feel the need to fix this? Am I trying to show that I'm more intelligent? Am I just trying to occupy my time with your business? Why do I feel the need to fix this? It's control. When you start feeling anxiety, you got to know this now. You got to do this now. You got to fix this now. Now. No. Train yourself to go through emotions while you are still doing the stuff that you need to do. I gave you the example of sometimes when I'm in the hospital and I'm taking care of a patient and the patient, I have wounds on my body from patients. What? Do I just abandon the patient and let the patient know a thing or two? I would get a lawsuit and be thrown in jail. First of all, y'all need to realize that these old patients, these old people, they have more rights than you and I. You will be surprised. They have paid their dues. Oh, yes, they have. So when they go off on me like that, I say, I do what I'm telling you to do. I back up. And I observe. And sometimes I'm humbled by this. Sometimes I notice that this patient has a Foley. A Foley is like when there is like a catheter that enables them to pee into a bag. And they're uncomfortable. I look at the wall and I see their family picture. And they're alone. They're uncomfortable. So sometimes it's not about you. That's why you have to pause. So you don't fix stuff that are not even broken. Because it's not about you. Because sometimes when you pick up an argument or when you pick up stuff that are not broken, you end up breaking it. Because now you confront that patient and you try to let the person know a thing or two, and then they hit you and then you hit them back, and now you have started a war that wasn't even there in the first place. So I back up, and when I realize he's frustrated, sometimes I move on to my next patient, and when I'm done with that patient, I come back. And sometimes I notice that when I come back, the patient asks me, "Oh, who are you? What is your name?" That tells me that they didn't even know what happened a few minutes ago. So I was about to dispense my energy on something that had no pulse. Some of you are exhausting yourself over situations that don't even exist. They don't even exist. It has no pulse. It has no heartbeat. I walk into the room and the patient is like, "Oh, sweetie, thank you so much for being here. Oh, God love you." Oh, and then they hold my hand and they kiss my hand. The same patient who just cussed me out told me I was a demon and I need to go back to my country. I would have lost my job if I hit that patient. I would have lost the license that I have worked hard for. Do you understand? This is why you stand still and you don't be in a place of trying to fix stuff all the time. You just stand still and observe. And when you stand still and observe, you are more of a blessing, because with my patients, I have become their friend, their mother, their psychologist, their priest, their and sometimes they really do forget who I am. But I've noticed that I can do my work better when I'm not in a place of being combative. You can be combative in your heart. It's not just in the physical. You could be fighting wars in your mind. You cannot maintain a job if you have to fix stuff. You cannot maintain a marriage if you have to fix stuff all the time. You can't. You can't. You cannot maintain a relationship. You can't maintain nothing if you're always in a place of control and power, trying to show yourself. Okay? Anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to be back in 10 minutes, so please come back here in 10 minutes. And I am going to share with you 12 things that I have learned from my patients in the past 2 weeks. Obviously, that's not going to be on Pearls International. That's in another department of my company called Nurse and Pray. And basically, I just talk about every single thing that happens in the nursing home, everything that happens in my hospital, how I am just so humbled. I'm going to wear my scrubs, so make sure that you come back and see me in my uniform. I'll be here in about 10-15 minutes. Please come here. And with this particular video that you are watching, please go ahead and click share. Click share, click share. You could always donate. You could always send a little bit of money to just keep this going. Okay? And God bless you. Bye.